No, this is alcohol swabs. Hmm. Hare Krishna. So welcome to Sri Sri Radharanath Temple. Can we all rise and be a part of Srila Prabhupada's Guru Puja? Srila Prabhupada ki Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakade Sadma Bando Mohe Sarvadana Mate Chahar Prasade Bahai E Bhavatoriya Jai Krishna Prapti Ya Hoite Krishna Prapti Ya Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitte Koriya Kya Arana Koriyo Mane Asha Arana Koriyo Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rate Aise Uttama Gati Je Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Je Prasade Pure Sarva Asha चक्षुदान दिलों से जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान इत्र प्रकाशितो प्रेम भक्ति यहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते Virgya Jara Charito Virgya Jara Charito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Arjara Mara Bandhu Lokanath Lokera Jivana Lokanath lokera jivana Ha Prabhu koro toya Deho more parachaya Ha ha Prabhu koro doya Deho more parachaya Ebe kyas kushe kripuvana Prabhupada Patita Pavana Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Pasachari Satarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Radhanath Radha Radhanath Radhe. Jaya Radha Radhanath Radha Radhanath Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
His Divine Grace, Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivacharya Stota Shrimad His Divine Grace Shri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrindi ki. Namacharya Shri Das Thakur ki. Prem Sago Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrindi ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhan ki. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki. Shri Mayapur Dham ki. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki. Shri Ganga Maya ki. Shri Munamaya ki. Shri Tulsi Devi Maharani ki. Their Lordship Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki. Their Lordship Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki. Their Lordship Shri Shri Nitai Mayapur Chandra ki. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki. Ko Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. Shri Nishringadev Bhagavan ki. Shri Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. Ko Premanande. Namaste Narashringaya. Prahlada Lada Dayine. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaya Shilatanka Nakalaye Ito Nishringo Parato Nishringo Yato Yato Yamitato Nishringo Vahe Nishringo Erare Nishringo Narasingamadim Sharanam Prapati Narasingamadim Sharanam Prapati Namaste Narashringaya Prahlada Lada Dayine Hiranyakashi Purvakshaya Shilatanka nakalaye Ito nishringo parato nishringo Yato yato yamitato nishringo Bahe nishringo erare nishringo Narsingamadim sharanam prapati Narsingamadim sharanam prapati Tavakara kamalavare Naka bhuta shringam Dalita iranyakashipo Tano Brengam Keshavadvita Hari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tano Brengam Keshavadvita Hari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadvita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare 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 Jaya Nishringadev 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 Jaya Nishringadev Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Bhakta Prahlad Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Lakshmi Nrsinga Jaya Lakshmi Nrsinga Lakshmi Nrsinga Jaya Lakshmi Nrsinga Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Prabhupada 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 Nitya Gaura Haribol 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 Nishringade Bhagavan ke Shri Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ke Srila Prabhupada ke Go Premanande
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and welcome to the Sunday Love Feast program at Sri Sri Radharadhana Temple. We're very happy to see so many devotees coming to the temple this morning. Just a few announcements. As you know, this is Ramayan week. We started it from yesterday with a class by His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj, which started at 6 o'clock. And we're going to continue until the 9th of April, which is this coming Saturday. The class starts at 6 p.m. and ends off with Gora Arti at 7:30. So there's different speakers that have been engaged in the service. So you're welcome to please partake in this nectar that we're going to be that will be presented by the different devotees and guests. Also, next week Saturday the 9th and Sunday the 10th, Sunday the 10th being Ram Navami, temple has put up a cultural festival on both days, and on both days from about 9 till about 4 in the afternoon there will be a fruit and flower offerings in the temple room that's here. There's going to be many other activities that will be taking place around the temple premises. So please partake in that. And then also, if you are available to do some service, there's many devotees that are engaged in the service. There's Sampati Prabhu that's here. Sampati Prabhu? He's one of the devotees that are engaged in the service, so you're welcome to contact him. There's Balaram Prabhu, there's Dayal Chaitanya Prabhu that's here. So please, if you have some spare time, especially over this Saturday and the Sunday, we're expecting a lot of people and guests and devotees to come, and we want to facilitate this, make them feel very welcome. So I'm hoping that you can actually partake in that. Shri Ram Navami Mahotsava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So devotees will sing Jaya Radha Madhava first, and then we'll get into the class. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Jaya Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Radhanata Radha Radhanata Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Gaurahari 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 Jaya Gaurahari Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Shri Radha Radhanath ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Giriraj Govardhan ki jai, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande. So devotees, welcome again to the Sunday program. The topic of discussion today is the birds and the beasts in Lord Rama's army. Before we begin, let's do some invocatory prayers and then we'll get into the class. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpadarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Haivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Parthasarati Das Goswami Maharaj Iti Namine Das Goswaminam Bande Nama Bhajana Samshaya Yam Yam Desha Guru Desha Stapakam Sita Vatsalam Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pastacha Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. So today, by the mercy of the Vaishnavas and devotees, Guru and Gauranga, I seek your blessings, dear devotees, guests and well-wishers. Please bless me so that I may speak something beneficial to you all. And please forgive me if I say something that may not go down too well with you. I seek your blessings and your forgiveness in advance. So today we're going to be taking a peek into the lives of the awesome creatures that stood by Lord Rama's side. And we pray that by their valor, integrity and loyalty, it rubs off onto us. Under the rule of Lord Rama, all beings were valued and can contribute. So today we're going to look at the different characters that took part in Lord Ramachandra's army. As you know, the Ramayana, Mother Sita was abducted by Ravana, and she was taken into a different place, and Lord Ramachandra supposedly became in anxiety looking for her, losing all hope, becoming actually hopeless, and he sought the help of different personalities. Actually, they offered their help. He didn't seek their help, but they came forward and they helped him. And these are not ordinary personalities. These are birds, When we think of birds, we look outside and we'll see a sparrow, They contributed to Lord Ramachandra's army, actually. Then we look at the different personalities that were there, the different bears, deer, and then obviously the Vanara race, monkeys that stood out and helped Lord Ramachandra to get back Mother Sita. So I'd like to begin to read from a lecture that His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of our ISKCON Society, gave in Mayapur on the 1st of March 1977, based on the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9, Text 9. I'm quoting Srila Prabhupada now. So this movement is based on practical activity. Whatever talent you have got, whatever little strength you have got, education have you got, you haven't got to learn anything. Whatever you have got, in whatever position you are, you can serve Krishna. Not that you have to learn something first and then you can serve. No. The service itself is learning. The more you try to render service, the more you become advanced how to become experienced servant. We don't require any extra intelligence. Otherwise, the example is Gaja Yuta Paya, the elephant, the king of the elephants. He is satisfied. He is an animal. Hanuman was an animal. There are many such things. Jatayu was a bird. So how they satisfied? The Jatayu fought with Ravana. Yesterday you saw, Prabhupada is obviously quoting a play that was put on for the devotees at Mayapur. He's saying, yesterday you saw Ravana was kidnapping Mother Sita Devi, and Jatayu, the bird, he was flying. Ravana knew how to fly without machine. He was very, very materially powerful. So the Jatayu attacked him on the sky. Jatayu is asking, who are you? You are taking away Sita? I shall fight you. So Ravana was very powerful, and Jatayu was defeated. but Jatayu still fought. This is his service. Never mind defeated. Similarly, we have to fight. Those who are opposed to Krishna consciousness movement, we have to fight with them to our best capacity. Never mind if we are defeated. That is also service. Krishna sees the service. Defeated or victorious depends on Krishna. But fighting must be there. Srila Prabhupada quotes from chapter 2 Bhagavad Gita, text 47. That is the meaning that you have to work for Krishna sincerely, intelligently, and victory or defeat, it doesn't matter. Just like Jatayu was defeated fighting with Ravana, his wings were cut off. Ravana was very strong, and Lord Ramachandra, he did this, his last funeral rites. Last funeral ceremony, because he was a devotee. This is the process, not that we have to learn something extra. Whatever capacity we have, God, let us decide to render the service to the Lord. It doesn't matter, it doesn't require that you must be very rich or very beautiful, very bodily strong, nothing of that sort. In any condition, your devotional service should not be stopped. That should be the principle, that we are not going to stop any circumstances. And Krishna is prepared to even accept a little flower, a little water. Prabhupada quotes 926, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. And he says, he doesn't say, give me luxurious and palatable dishes, and then I'll accept. He'll be satisfied. No. The real necessity is bhakti. And Prabhupada ends off with Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, text 55. One can understand me as I am, as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is fully consciousness of me by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So yesterday in his introduction class to the Ramayana, His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj gave us some information on Lord Ramachandra. And Maharaj was saying that, Lord Ramachandra is also known as Maradhya Purushottam Sri Ramachandra. And Maradhya means rules and regulations. And we can see how Lord Rama vowed, a follower of rules and regulations means you are very strict, you will follow what the rules are. And Lord Ramachandra had one vow that he followed very, very strictly, and that was to only have one wife. And today we don't see that, in all the cultures, and all the religions, and all the races. Maharaj also gave an explanation of what the word Purushottama means, and he said that Purushottama means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Maharaj summed it up in saying that Lord Ramachandra, he established the platform of following rules and regulations, maintaining the moral standards of mankind by setting the perfect example on how to follow them. And if you look at Lord Ramachandra's life, that's what he actually did. He followed it 100%, not deviating from anything. Even so much so that when he was being exiled, Maharaj gave this example that even when he was being exiled, one day before he was given the news that he was going to be the king of Ayodhya, the coronation would be done the next day. And in that same breath, in that afternoon, he was exiled for 14 years to the forest. And even though that was put onto him, he still accepted it because it came from his father. It was a direct instruction from his father. And we see that by following the instructions of our father, the representatives that are senior to us, our gurus, we see that when we follow them strictly, everything works out. Success is guaranteed. But Srila Prabhupada tells us success or failure doesn't matter for us. So we can see that how Lord Ramachandra set these moral standards for us to follow. Let us now look at the different personalities that made the Ramayana so interesting. And just to set the scene, when Sitaram Lakshman, when they went to the forest of Panchavati, they had nothing, Mother Sita was dressed in a plain sari, and Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana were wearing tree bark. That's all they had. They had nothing else. And so when they went into the forest, they got assistance from all the residents of the forest. And who was the residents of the forest? It's all the birds, the deers, the different animal species that were there. They all came together and served Lord Ramachandra, Lakshmana, by bringing items so that they could build an ashram to stay and to live, supposedly comfortable. But they were in the elements. So the first character that we'd like to speak on is Jatayu. And as you know, Jatayu was a bird, and in the Hindu, well, they say Hindu, in the Ramayana, Jatayu is actually a demigod who has the form of a bird. He is also the youngest son of Aruna and his wife Shayani. He is also the brother of Sampati, and he is also the nephew of Garuda. You all know that Garuda is the carrier, the bird carrier of Lord Vishnu. So this is Jatayu. And being very, very old, he decided to retire into the forest and just live there peacefully. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Giriraj Govardhan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So we see that Jatayu retired into the forest and he was living very, very peacefully there. And he actually met Lord Ramachandra prior to them seeing each other. And he introduced himself as being a very old friend of Maharaj Dasharath. And we can see that when Mother Sita was abducted by deception used by Ravana and Maricha, who transformed himself into a deer, she was already kidnapped and she was on this flying chariot that Ravana had. And Ravana was obviously, he grabbed Mother Sita forcefully, put onto the chariot, and he was flying off towards Lanka. And Jatayu was perched on a tree, sitting, doing what birds do. He was just sitting and meditating on probably Lord Ram, or doing something. And he heard Mother Sita calling out to him, saying, please find Lord Ram and tell him that this person has kidnapped me and he's taking me by force. And she's telling Jatayu, what, you are very, very old. You do not fight. You go and you seek the help of Lord Ram and call him here to come and save me. Jatayu thinking that by the time he gets to being old and fragile, by the time he gets to Lord Ram, who has gone out into the forest to search for this deer, Mother Sita might be already... So let me try and do something. So you can see here, the one aspect of endeavor is highlighted, and enthusiasm is highlighted. This morning, His Grace Jai Sachinandan Prabhu spoke on Nectar of Instruction, verse 3, and the first component of that verse that he spoke of was being enthusiastic. So you can see Jatayu being enthusiastic to serve Mother Sita. He said, no, I'm going to fight this demon. And he actually does that. He fought very, very valiantly, to the extent that he actually made Ravana sweat to some degree, And Ravana, as you know, as Srila Prabhupada said, he was very, very materially powerful, very, very strong, that he could defeat, many different planetary systems. What to speak of personalities in that time, in that planet. And he put on a brave fight, and it went back and forth and while this fighting is carrying on, Jatayu, being very, very learned in scripture and in knowledge and being very, very intelligent, is telling Ravana that, what, you are a great king, you have a lot of knowledge, you have sufficient knowledge, and you have qualities of being a Brahmana. You should know that taking and touching the wife of another person, it goes against the moral codes of being a king. And he told Ravana, so many words, and with Ravana not listening, he says, what, now I'm going to really, really fight with you. And as that happened, Ravana being, very using deception and using his strength, Prior to that, actually, Jatayu actually broke his gold encrusted bow, which was very, very valuable to Ravana. And Jatayu actually broke it with one of his his talons. And Ravana became enraged. He pulled out his sword, a very sharp sword, and he basically chopped off the wings of Jatayu. And obviously Mother Sita was devastated because Jatayu was very, very close to them. They got used to seeing him in the forest and relating to him, getting advice from him, seeking shelter from him. And obviously Jatayu, being injured, fell to the ground, helpless. While that was happening, Lord Ramachandra is still in the forest, and he comes back to the place of where Mother Sita was supposedly to be. He sees that she's gone, and then he knew that she was kidnapped. And then they go on this path of trying to search, which direction she went. And last night His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj said the qualities of Lord Ramachandra, when we read in the Ramayana and in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Maharaj quoted from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and he says the qualities of Lord Ramachandra was such that he never got angry at all for anything. And he said the only time that he was angry and enraged was when Mother Sita was abducted by deception by Ravana. He says that was the only time that Lord Ramachandra became enraged, so much so that he was trembling. And Lakshmana, being the younger brother, had to pacify him and basically bring him back to his senses, because when you're in anger, you may do something that goes against the grain of your your moral codes that you stand for. And Lord Ramachandra, as Srila Prabhupada said, his morality surpasses any other king or emperor of the world, or any other incarnation actually. So the first direction that they got in finding Mother Sita was from a deer. The deer, obviously unable to speak, sort of nudged Lakshmana and Lord Ramachandra to go in the southerly direction from Panchavati, the forest that they were staying in. And from there, they basically proceed to where they find Jatayu. Jatayu being almost departing, leaving his body, he tells Lord Ramachandra that he tried so much to save Mother Sita. And, he's pleading with Lord Ram to forgive him because, he's in this helpless condition. He's old. He couldn't fight. And Lord Ramachandra is pacifying him. Jatayu, you did so much for me by trying to save Mother Sita from this. But at that time, he didn't know what had happened to Mother Sita. And then Jatayu, with the little breath that he had left in him, basically said, Mother Sita has been kidnapped by Ravana. And just as he said that, Jatayu left his body. Lord Ramachandra, being compassionate and being, so taken aback by the service that Jatayu performed, he embraced Jatayu, and finally, the brother Lakshmana gathered some wood. They went to the bank of the Narmada river and basically did the final rites for Jatayu. So can you imagine how compassionate Sri Ram is? You can see the level of dedication. That's why Maharaj highlighted the fact, the moral codes that Lord Ramachandra lived by. To follow that in this modern age, it's very difficult. You can see that. But obviously we try and endeavor to follow the path of Sri Ramachandra. So Jatayu gone, Lord Ramachandra now has to seek, more help. Prior to that, there was another bird that also came to the assistance of Lord Ramachandra. And this goes on further into the story when Lord Ram, the battle is actually going on. This is the war that has been taking place on the battlefield. And Ravana's son, because of so much of damage that the Vanara army and all the other personalities that joined the army of Lord Ramachandra, they were a very small number compared to to Ravana's army and to all the demons and Rakshasas and the other mystical creatures that served Ravana out of fear. His army was quite big. And when he saw, Lord Ramachandra's army, he actually mocked him. He says, what, you're using monkeys to fight for you? You know, what can a mere monkey do? And he was mocking him like this. And with, you know, Hanuman being on the side there, you got Angada and the other very, brave personalities that were serving in Lord Ravana. They obviously did devastation to Ravana's army. And Lord Ravana had one of his sons who was Indrajit. The reason he's given that name Indrajit is because he defeated Lord Indra. You know, he basically defeated Lord Indra and got many boons from him. And Indrajit also, by performing austerity, got a boon from Lord Brahma. And it was a mystical arrow that when he chanted these mantras, he could make appear, this mystical creatures that could bind you and you would faint, supposedly being dead. So Indrajit, on the, taking these arrows, meditated on them, said these mantras, and, shot these arrows at Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana. And these arrows, when they hit the bodies of Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana, at that time they temporarily, you could say, the word is used died, but I wouldn't want to use the word died, but I'll use the word fainted. They went into a deep sleep, if I could say. And Indrajit, being, who he is, misguided in arrogance and ignorance, thought that Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana are dead. So he goes back to Ravana and tells him, my dear father, I have annihilated, Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana. And he says, you know what? Bring Mother Sita, I'll take her on this chariot and I will go and show to her that, Lord Ramachandra is dead and Lakshmana is dead and they're not going to come to rescue her. And he does that, forcefully taking, Mother Sita and going, onto this chariot. And he, when she sees this, she becomes more anxious. She sees the form of Lord Ramachandra lying there, blood coming out from his body and Lakshmana. And as this is happening, Vibhishan tells the Sugriva and Hanuman that, you know what, this is Indrajit's deception. He's using a boon that he's got from Lord Brahma, which puts you basically into a deep sleep. And, he's trying to convince Mother Sita that, Ramachandra is, passed on, so you must submit to Ravana. And Vibhishan tells Sugriva that this is a deception of the. And as he tells that, they just get this wind that just flares up all of a sudden, like when a tornado comes. Everything just moves, the trees and everything comes, just start rustling. And it was thunderous, actually, described as being thunderous. And who does that? Who comes there on the scene is Garuda, the Lord, the carrier of Lord Vishnu. And at that moment, the moment that happens, these serpent-like creatures that were binding the bodies of Lord Ramachandra, which put them into this deep sleep, and Lakshmana, the moment they saw Garuda, they immediately fled, because obviously, Garuda, the snakes are obviously fearful of the bird-like creatures like vultures and the eagles and stuff like that. And Garuda, being the bird carrier of Lord Vishnu, he was very powerful. So as soon as they saw that, they immediately fled off and ran away. Lord Ramachandra went to thank Garuda. He didn't know who Garuda was. And Garuda is telling Lord Ramachandra, you know who I am, I am your servant, and I'll always be your servant. But for now, please excuse me. Let me go and chase these serpents away so that they don't come and attack anyone else. So we see the second bird that comes to the assistance of Lord Ram in his powerful army. Next, we have a bear. This is not an ordinary bear. It's not Winnie the Pooh. It's not Paddington Bear. Sorry, these are the cartoons that I've seen with my daughter, so that's how I know. So this is a very special bear, a very wise bear, very gallant bear, very, very intelligent. And he stood with Lord Rama and with the Vanara tribe. the monkeys that were with them. And obviously the bears were amongst the army with Lord Ramachandra as well. And his name is Jambavat. Jambavat is the son of Lord Brahma, and he was one of the ministers, the revered minister of Sugriva. Sugriva, as you know, is the chief of the Vanara race. And apart from killing the mighty warriors of Ravana, he gives valuable, counsel to Sugriva and Lord Rama. While they were planning and plotting their way forward, Lord Ram also took counsel from Jambavat. You're seeing Lord Ramachandra, who has all this immense knowledge. Maharaj in his class was giving an example of how from the different incarnations that we see, Lord Nrsingadev, and Maharaj quoted three personalities, and he gave it in that hierarchy. He gave it as Lord Nrsingadev being third, Lord Ramachandra being second, and Lord Krishna being first. And he gave the example of how the Supreme Personality of Godhead has got all six opulences in full. Anyone knows what the six opulences are? Dayal Chaitanya Prabhu? Help me. Fame, knowledge, beauty, renunciation, strength, power, and all wealth. So Maharaj was saying, all of this, and he was putting it in a hierarchy. And the hierarchy was that Lord Nrsingadev is powerful and puts him in third place. But obviously Lord Krishna is supremely powerful and he is all powerful. Lord Ramachandra as well possesses all power as well, but he also possesses beauty. To us, Lord Nrsingadev is very, very beautiful, and we love him the way we see him, we can relate to him. But to someone on the outside who looks at Lord Nrsingadev, they wouldn't think that he is beautiful. So Maharaj gave the example that, Lord Ramachandra is very beautiful and also very, very powerful. And these qualities, makes him who he is. But also, having all of these qualities, he still sought the counsel of, his advisors and those that served him. And you can see, this highlights the humility of Lord Ramachandra. So Jambavat was one of the other creatures or personalities who had immense knowledge and wisdom, and also gave, direction to the Vanara race. And he also actually helped Hanuman at one stage, when they further come to the shores of, Ayodhya, and they could see, the shores of Lanka, under the direction of Sampati, who gave them direction to show them actually where Lanka is. Jambavat actually gave Hanuman good counsel, reminding him of the powers that Hanuman had, all the different boons that he had. And at that time, that's when he made the leap across the ocean to Lanka. And then we see a story of another very interesting character in the Ramayana, and that is of the squirrel. And if one sees a squirrel, it's a little creature that you wouldn't, it's insignificant. If you compare them to, Hanuman, Angada, Nil, and all these great warriors that are in the army of Lord Ram, Jambavan and all these bears, they all, magnanimous, and they stand up, they're towering. And here you have the squirrel, when they're building the bridge, Ramas Setu, as they're building this bridge, this little squirrel comes around, running around, more of a nuisance than anything else, because now, the big vanaras have to be careful of where they're stepping. They don't want to harm this creature. And one of them actually got a bit irritated, saying, we're carrying these giant boulders. What are you doing here, You shouldn't be here. You should be sitting, on the tree doing something else. And the squirrel was determined. He says, no, I'm not going to do that. This is my Lord and Master. Why must I be, left out of this wonderful service? And what was the squirrel carrying? He's got two little hands. What can you carry with two little hands? Merely some pebbles. But he was gathering all the sand that was coming, and he was basically filling the pockets of all these gaps where these big boulders were going. So in one sense, his service was very, very valuable, And eventually Lord Ramachandra had to intervene, and he called the Vanara. He says, you know what, you are very, very mighty and you are strong, and I appreciate the service that you're doing. But this little squirrel also is doing very, very valuable service for me. And therefore, I have to look at, whether it's little service, whether it's big service, it's service. So Lord Ramachandra made the point of when we engage in devotional service, one can be cleaning the temple floor, one can be cleaning, the outside gardens, or one could be the pujari that's on the altar right now. The devotional service is the same in the eyes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the squirrel teaches us many lessons in that we must always look, when there's something that's given to us, we must also and always head it up with great determination, Tridavrata, and then take the service on, knowing that, success or failure, it's up to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then also, it highlights one very, very valuable point that I picked up, in that when we all cooperate together, this great army that was there, although it was great in the sense that because they were serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Ramachandra, they were great. But in number, they were not great. But all these little creatures, the birds, the insects, the squirrels, the Vanara race that came together, they all cooperated together. And when we all cooperate together, we can do great things. United we stand, divided we fall. But you can show that, even in our supposedly insignificant attempt to render some service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we know for a fact that it will still be appreciated. So the squirrel teaches us this valuable lesson of humility, that we must always endeavor with confidence when we engaging in devotional service, irrespective of how challenging that devotional service may be, or how huge, or it might be a mammoth task. And I think Dayal Chaitanya Prabhu knows the festival, Sampati Prabhu knows the different engagements that they engage in. It's hard to put on these festivals, and by coming together, we make it happen somehow. Now we look at the Vanara race, and the Vanara race is basically the monkeys that came together to serve Lord Ramachandra in his army. And obviously one of our favorite heroes that are there is Hanuman. We all can relate to Hanuman, whether it's a child, whether it's someone that's 110 years old, he know who Hanuman is. You go to any person out there, they'll know who Hanuman is. So we can look at the various roles that the Vanara race actually engaged in the service of Lord Ramachandra. And we can see that, Sugriv was the chief amongst the Vanara race, and he was the king. And he was helped, the reason he was helping Lord Ram is because just as Lord Ram was in the same, basically he was in the same predicament as Lord Ram. His wife was captured by Bali. And with the help of Lord Ramachandra, he got his wife back. And then therefore, to reciprocate with the Lord, with Lord Ramachandra, he promises his help, and therefore Sugriva helps by giving the army of the monkeys to help him in this fight with Ravana. We can see that Ravana, when he first met Hanuman, when he saw the Vanara race, he was mocking them. What can you monkeys do? You monkeys can't do anything. Look at how powerful we are. We can just by using mystic power, we can annihilate you all. And that's what they did. Many of the Vanara race was annihilated like this. But being in the presence of Lord Ramachandra, they got the mercy of Lord Ramachandra directly. And Hanuman, before going, to give sort of a taste of what's to come, to Ravana and his all his allies, he basically set Lanka alight. Almost destroyed it, if not destroyed it to a large degree. And this was just one one personality in that Vanara race, Hanuman. No one else. He was just himself. And the power that he had, he destroyed almost all of Lanka, apart from where Mother Sita was, you know. And we can see there's many qualities that Hanuman had, you know, that made him so special. You know, he had the blessings of Lord Shiva. You know, he had the blessings of Vayu. Great personalities, Devis and Devatas that served the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he was given mystical boons, you know, something that could make him, you know, shrink to the size of an ant or to an atom, and also to grow as big as the towering, you know, buildings that we see, you know. So that was Hanuman. And obviously, Hanuman did major service for Lord Ramachandra, you know. You know the story, you know, he jumped over Lanka, met Mother Sita, got the message to Mother Sita that Lord Ram is coming, gave her a token to say, here's this ring, you know, you show it to, you know, Lord Ram gave him the signet ring. And Mother Sita, because of all being surrounded by demons, she didn't know who Hanuman was. And when she saw Lord Ramachandra's ring, she immediately recognized that this is a servant of Lord Ramachandra. And she became a bit pacified, you know, by that. And then there's a nice story that of Hanuman actually. I just want to get it so that I can read it to you. It's actually a very nice story. It's a secret that Mother Sita tells to Hanuman. So it goes that, you know, Hanuman requested, you know, when Mother Sita met Hanuman in Lanka, Hanuman requested Sita to give some token which he could show Ram, to show him that he indeed met her. Sita then narrated an incident to Hanuman that in Chitrakoot, once Ram saved Sita from a crow that was pecking her, as though eager to eat her flesh. The crow was actually the son of Indra, named Kakasura. It's a weird name for a crow. And the crow was actually, you know, Rama got angry and attacked him with a weapon. When even after running throughout the universe, the crow could not save himself from Ram's weapons. He finally came and surrendered to Lord Rama. And out of compassion, Lord Ram forgave the pale and exhausted bird. After narrating this, Sita took out a bright jewel from her cloth that she formerly used as an ornament on her head. Handing it to Hanuman, she told him to present it to her dear Lord Ram, seeing which he will remember the three persons, since the jewel was given to her by her mother in the presence of Lord Ram and his father. So obviously this story no one knew besides Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita. So this was the secret that Mother Sita related to Hanuman. I'm just going to go to two more stories just to inspire us, you know, to follow in the footsteps of Hanuman. And we come to another story where Sri Ram reciprocates with Hanuman. After comforting Sita once again, Hanuman took a mighty leap to cross the ocean. Sailing through the skies, Hanuman again touched Mount Mainaka in a gesture of respect. Reaching the other shore, he narrated the successful mission to the now joyous monkeys. They all praised Hanuman for his heroism and service to Lord Ram. You must know now, this is the part where, you know, they're still on the shores of the ocean. They haven't reached Lord Ramachandra yet. So the Hanuman then in great excitement, all left to reveal the good news to Lord Ram. So obviously they're making their way back to Sugriva's camp, where Lord Ramachandra was being, you know, was holding on to hear news of where Mother Sita is. And Hanuman, even before reaching down from the sky, exclaimed, and this is the words he used, "Found Sita I." You know, in that way, you know, found Sita I. Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj says it better, but this is how I'm saying it. Hearing this, Rama felt extreme relief and joy, like a person getting his life back. If Hanuman had said, "I found Sita," the first word Rama would have heard would be "I." The letter doesn't denote whether Sita was found or not. Further, "I" might have been followed by "did not find." Rama perhaps would have left his body, thinking of the worst. Story goes further. If Hanuman had said, "Sita I found," the first word Rama would have heard would be Sita, without knowing whether Sita was indeed found or not, in which case Rama might have left his body out of sheer anxiety and separation. Thus Hanuman avoided the above two combinations of words and gave the first expectant Rama the nectarian's word "found," which he was eagerly waiting. After hearing the word "found," he was jubilant that Sita had indeed been found. Rama looked upon Hanuman with love and inquired about Sita and the location of Ravana's kingdom. Hanuman related all the events in detail and then delivered Rama the jewel that Sita had given. He also narrated the story of Rama saving Sita from the crow. Feeling indebted to Hanuman, Rama expressed his gratitude. Lord Ramachandra says, "Through the discovery of Sita, the entire race of the Raghu, as well as myself and Lakshmana, have been saved from destruction today. I am sorry in my present sad situation, I am unable to honor you in a manner befitting your magnificent service. All that I have and all that I can now bestow on you is this embrace." Saying this, Ram embraced Hanuman. Can you imagine getting an embrace from the Supreme Personality of Godhead? In the presence of our Guru, we become so joyful, And imagine if our Guru comes to us and, says us some encouraging words, how jubilant we become. So can you imagine how jubilant Hanuman was getting this embrace from the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Just by doing this little service. And can you see how intelligent Hanuman is? Supremely intelligent. By using his intellect, had he used a different combination of words, the Lord would have been in anxiety. And he chose the appropriate words at the appropriate times and saying, it might sound weird to us, "Found Sita I." Who would say something like that? You go to your English teacher, he's going to fail you. But see how intelligent he is. He used the correct words in the right sequence, which gave joy to Lord Ramachandra. So, to finish off in this, there's a nice quote that's here. In the concept of Bhakti Yoga, of devotion, the Lord has nothing to offer and the follower is satisfied with the endeavor. In this case, Rama is a master and Hanuman is his servant. One is eternally obliged for service, other is eternally obliged for being engaged in service. So you see how important devotional service is, So much so that in Bhagavad Gita, there's an entire section that's dedicated to devotional service. And the good fortune is actually ours, because we can actually take the ability to actually engage in the service. And when we engage in the service, come whatever challenges may, we can be guaranteed of one thing, that the Supreme Personality of Godhead recognizes the service. Just as he recognized the service of that little squirrel that took the little pebbles and the sand to make that foundation of that bridge, Ramasetu, more stronger. So in our endeavor and in our devotional service, we should always remember that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all his mercy that comes down through his different personalities, the different acharyas, we have all their blessings. And to finish off, there's just one more pastime that I can relate, and then we can end off. It's entitled Hanuman Reunites Rama and Sita. After installing Vibhishan on Lanka's throne, Rama decided to send Hanuman to Ashoka Grove to meet Sita. Rama, teaching proper and moral codes, instructed Hanuman to, however, first take permission of Vibhishan, as it was now Vibhishan's kingdom. Receiving Vibhishan's consent, Hanuman immediately reached the Ashoka Grove. Hearing from Hanuman the news of Ravana's death and Rama's well-being, Sita's permission to kill the demons, Hanuman actually asked, Mother Sita's permission to kill all the demons and demonesses who had tortured her for so long in the Ashoka Grove. The place that she was kept was called the Ashoka Grove, and there were demons and demonesses that were there. And Sita responded, "Those who have taken shelter of a king have to follow the king," speaking to the demons and the demonesses. These demons were simply following their master. My suffering is my own karma. A great person forgives even those have harmed with bad intention, and never returns evil with evil. Great lesson for us alone, We don't retaliate, If someone does something bad to us, we forgive them and we move on. We can't use evil against evil. It doesn't suit us. Then Sita related a story to Hanuman. Sorry for so much stories, but it's nice. It gives us enthusiasm. Once there was a hunter who was being chased by a tiger. The hunter climbed a tree, but was shocked to see a bear on the tree. He was in danger either way, but he pleaded with the bear to protect him. The bear agreed. The tiger tried to convince the bear to push him down. As the hunter, he was their common enemy. But the bear would not do so, and he soon went to sleep. The tiger then told the hunter to throw the bear down, promising him he would not harm the hunter. The hunter pushed the sleeping bear, but the bear somehow or the other saved himself. Seeing this, the tiger once again tried to persuade the bear to throw down the ungrateful hunter. But the bear would not do it. He said that one who has taken the shelter should always be protected. A virtuous person maintains good conduct at all times and at all cost. Seeing that the demoniac assistants of Ravana were able to be punished by Hanuman, Sita explained to Hanuman that excessive punishment is not the method to correct someone's mistakes. Judgment of the right amount of punishment is the quality of the authority. Sita did not even give them any punishment, but Hanuman was very pleased hearing Sita's words and marveled at her forgiving nature. Vibhishan brought back Sita from Ashoka Grove, and being reunited after a long separation, both Sita and Rama felt great bliss. Along with Sugriva, Vibhishan and many others, friends, Ram, Lakshman, Sita embarked for Ayodhya on the celestial aerial chariot Pushpaka. I'd like to end off with this quote: with patience, perseverance, prayer, and grace of the Lord, one ultimately experiences success. And by the mercy of our Gurus and Guru Parampara, we can always be successful. So thank you very much, everyone. Hare Krishna. We're now going to Aarti. Thank you.